Okay. So, it is straight up 6:02. My name is Dawn Prairie, and I am a women's empowerment coach. And I work with women a lot on relationship issues. And I apologize today that I got this message out to you, like, with such little time to spare. But I just felt really, really guided to do this webinar today without further ado, without putting it off any longer. You know, we do this sometimes, you know, we know that we have a mission and yet we put it off and put it off. And that has been kind of the story of my life. I've been kind of one of the best kept secrets. But I know that I need to put myself out there more. And that is also what I'm here to help other women with. And particularly with putting your best self out there with regard to relationships. So what I'm here to do today, I have been receiving a lot of energy work. I work with my own mentors and my own coaches who help me to get my energy right. And then I kind of pass that along and integrate a lot of what I learned into my work with my clients. And so what I'm going to be doing today, I'm not even sure what I'm going to call these yet. But right now, I'm just calling them transformational activations because that is, as the name suggests, that is what they do. They will transform your life. And this is not just going to be for my, I sent this out for my Create Your Soulmate group, which is a local group that I have. I also have Create Your Soulmate Facebook group. And also I've sent this out to my personal website list. So, but I want you to know, in case there's a man who is watching this, like either now or in the future, it's perfectly okay. The activations that I'm doing are not just for women, okay? Just wanted to let you know that. They're for all of us. And what they are for is to help activate your sacred geometry. And what that's going to do is make your life flow so much easier in really every single aspect of your life, not just relationships, although, if you think about it, with our relationships, so much of this is about just being able to receive and feeling worthy of receiving. And that means money too. Everything that would take care of you. Okay. And money is the kind of energy that, let's face it, it takes care of us. It gives us the wherewithal to have the comforts, not just the basic necessities, but actual comfort. So this is not going to be a very long webinar. I'm going to keep this short. I'm going to go ahead and do the activations. I only have 3 of them. And so I am going to try to keep them about between 5 and 10 minutes a piece for the activations. Now, what you need to know before receiving these activations, and I'm not going to explain too much about them because I want you to use your gut with this. I want you to really tune into your intuition as to whether this is okay for you or not, because it's going to change your life. And for some of you, it's like, I may not be ready for that, and that's okay. But if you're ready to see change happen in all parts of your life, and I can't guarantee what that's going to be, what that's going to look like, but just stay tuned. So the words of warning that I do have for you, though, I want you to drink lots and lots of water. Okay, so if you don't have water with you now, or if you need to go get a glass of water, feel free to get that now. I'm already, I can already feel my body heating up. It's almost like in response, because my body knows what we're about to start doing here. And that's one of the effects that the activations have on me, is that I tend to get a lot of heat in my body when I'm doing these activations. You may or may not feel a lot of heat. Some people actually feel just the opposite. They feel a lot of cold in their body. Some people feel tingles, some people don't. You may or may not feel anything. Everyone is different. And quite frankly, when I first started like getting these downloads, I didn't feel much of anything. So I was very kind of skeptical and didn't really know for sure what was really going on. So without further ado, I am going to go ahead. The first one is called Lord Metatron. And I am going to, the only other thing that I want to say before starting these, of course, obviously if you're watching live, you're probably not driving, but just in case, no driving, no operating heavy machinery. I need you to give your full attention to the energy that's about to transmit right now. And like I said, each one is only going to be about 5 minutes, so it's not that long. And I'm going to begin the first one. And I will not speak when I'm doing these activations for the most part, unless I'm given a message to say something to you, then I will say it. But otherwise, I'm going to just be silent. So I just want you to know I'm still here for those of you who are listening to this later on. And while I'm on that subject, this is energy healing. Everything that I do in my work is about energy, and energy is not bound by time and space, okay? So I am recording this because anyone who listens to this in the future will get the same benefits as you will getting it live, okay? And in fact, I am going to try to get the replay out there to, give people a chance, since I sent this on such short notice. So I'm going to go ahead and begin the Lord Metatron activation. And I'm going to start right now. And just focus in on your heart. Any thoughts that come into your mind, that's perfectly fine. Just let them come and then watch them go. And just imagine this energy clearing out your first chakra, your root chakra, all the limiting beliefs around love or money that you just got downloaded by your family without your permission. Just happened automatically. But just imagine this energy just clearing all of that out so that you can choose from a place of consciousness now. Okay, this activation is still running very strongly, and it's going to continue to run, so don't worry about that. It'll run as long as it needs to. But for right now, I want to bring you down into the earth energy. So just imagine that you are a big, huge tree. And just imagine that you have really big, thick roots coming out of the bottoms of your feet. And they're going deep, deep, deep down into Mother Earth, all the way down into the heart of Mother Earth. 5 miles down, 5 miles across, stretching out and down. And you're receiving the nourishment from Mother Earth, the energy. Receive back what you give out every single day. Receive it back now. And just take a deep breath and open your eyes when you are ready. And as I said, that particular one was running very, very strongly. I almost didn't want to stop. And it will keep running for you as long as you need it to. Another thing I want to warn you about is sometimes the activations will start up again at a time when you kind of least expect it. Now, don't worry, because I've never had it happen like at a time that would put me in danger, like not while I'm driving or something like that. I have had it happen though when I've just been sitting like watching TV. I don't know if whatever I was watching kind of got something activated. That's probably what it was. Sometimes when you're watching a movie or something that triggers a past trauma, you know, it makes sense that that could reactivate it. So get some water. I'm going to just take a look here. Let me know if there is a chat feature here on Zoom. Let me know if you have any questions, or there's also a place where you can raise your hand. I believe it's when you look under participants. You can actually raise your hand if you have a question and you want to be unmuted. You can be unmuted on camera or off. It's completely up to you. And this is how I do all of my sessions with clients when I do private sessions, because I don't have a physical office. And that's perfectly okay, because this just happens to work very, very well, because everything I do is energy work, and the energy doesn't care whether we're, you know, face to face physically or whether we're doing this on camera. Funny, I can hear my voice going already. Okay, so without further ado, I want to go right into the next activation. The other thing I wanted to mention is that these particular activations that I'm doing today, these three, are like the foundational activations that I do. Now, I also have other activations that I do that are very specific. For example, I have an activation that I do to help you to release the energy of an ex-boyfriend, which is so important in helping you to move on with your life. I have a soulmate activation, which is very specifically to help you to bring in the energy of a soulmate and to clear out anything that may be blocking that from happening. So yeah, there are lots of very specific activations that I have. I have some that help to really activate your telepathic abilities, your intuition, your natural connection with the divine. So the activations that I do have can be very specific. However, the ones that we're doing right now are actually helping to prepare your energy system to do more specific work, okay? And to actually be able to receive some very, very specific activations that are going to do some specific things in your life. I don't know exactly what is going to change in your life from doing these foundational activations, but I sure would love to hear from you what happens. So, okay. So the second one that we're going to do right now, it's called the Tree of Life, very much about the sacred geometry. For those of you who are healers and any kind of the healing professions, whether you're a psychologist, psychiatrist, doctor, or energy healer, expect your intuition to naturally be more in tune from these activations, and your ability. One of the things that I've heard from doing just these 3 activations from healers is that they find that the number of sessions that they have to do with a client is about cut in half, okay? Because they're able to do the work so much more quickly. So just saying. And I've also had someone who had a stroke and had lost half of the, basically was paralyzed through half her body. And after receiving just these 3 foundational activations, she was able to regain about 3/4. I'm estimating, but she was able to regain quite a bit of feeling and the ability to move in that half of her body. And that's just from these activations. That's without doing any kind of specific activations. So these are pretty powerful. So I would love to hear from you what kinds of results and things start happening in your life. I would really love to know. So let's go right into the next activation. This one is called Tree of Life. And again, I'm going to be pretty quiet during this activation. And they're telling me to have you put your focus down in your belly, down in your second chakra area, it's right below your belly button. Okay? While I start this activation, and I'm going to begin right now. This particular activation is also a rejuvenation activation, meaning that it actually can reverse aging. I know there was one woman who did this particular activation for 30 days straight, and she was menopausal. She had already started menopause. And after 30 days of doing this one, she actually started having periods again. For those women who are thinking, I don't want to start my periods again, I just want to look younger and be younger and have energy. You don't necessarily have to start your periods again, but if you believe that that is connected to youth, that that is what you need in order to be more youthful, then that may be your reality. But that doesn't necessarily have to happen. But we could all use a little bit more of youthful energy. So, okay, so I know that this activation is still running and it's okay. Let it just keep running. And I'm going to just go right ahead and add in the third activation. This one came from Prairie, Stonehenge, so that's what I'm calling it right now. This is Prairie, Stonehenge. And this one is said to activate more of your DNA. So I'm going to go ahead and start running Prairie, Stonehenge. I keep hearing the song. I believe George Harrison does it. While my guitar gently weeps. Look at you all, see the love that lies there sleeping, while my guitar gently weeps. So whatever that means for you. Okay. Once again, pretend that you are a big, huge tree and that you have roots coming out of the bottoms of both feet. And those roots are going deep, deep, deep down into Mother Earth, right into Mother Earth's heart chakra, and spreading out about 5 miles wide and 5 miles deep. You're grounded into the nurturing energy of Mother Earth. And just imagine you could receive that energy through those roots up into your body. Receive that nurturing energy into every cell of your body. And see that energy going all the way up through and actually coming out through the top of your head and showering down, and forming a barrier around your body, protecting you, keeping your energy within. Keeping your energy from leaking out. And just go ahead and bask in that nurturing energy. And you can open your eyes when you're ready. Wow. Love it, love it, love it. So those were the 3 foundational activations. As I said, there are so many more that I have that can be used for more specific things, such as attracting a soulmate. I would love to hear from you, what your experience has been. Also, as I said, I am recording this. I will try to get the recording of this out to you by email as soon as possible. You may listen to these activations as many times as you want, although just be aware that when you're working with energy, you need to be careful because, well, luckily, today's Thursday, maybe going into the weekend, you can afford to just give yourself some time to just kind of lay around and maybe watch movies or, not do anything too strenuous. Because, man, when I do these activations, and I really do, I tend to overdo things a little bit when it comes to energy. But I'll have, there's times when I have to spend like 2 days in bed. I don't have the energy to get up and do anything because this energy needs to integrate. And so the activations we've done today is going to be integrating over the next few days, few weeks, as needed. And then again, too, like I said, you can actually redo the activations for more effect. And you do get to choose, by the way. If you want, you can ask that these activations be integrated very, very quickly, but just be careful about that. Be careful what you ask for. And at the same time, if you ask for them to work very, very quickly and you find that it's going too quickly, then you can say, hey, can we please slow this down? Slow down this integration because it's just too much, okay? So, again, I'm going to get the copy of this recording to you out as quickly as possible. If you have any questions for me, you may ask at this time in the chat, or you can raise your hand, or you can simply ask them in the email, which I'm going to get out to you. So, again, my name is Dawn Priolette, and I want to thank you for showing up today. And let me know. Let me know how these have affected you.